So yesterday we had some thunderstorms right at the very evening, and they were really big thunderstorms. So much so that they basically made my head hurt. Not because of how loud it was, but because we just had a huge front come through. And whenever weather changes so drastically, I start to get really bad migraines. Am I the only one that is like that, or do other people also get that as well? So today I am working from home. I don't have to go into the office. I don't have any sessions that I'm presenting. So it's a very typical work from home day that tends to have maybe some meetings or some tasks that I need to get done. So I figured I would share with you all, what does a day look like? So I've been up since 6 o'clock this morning. I've already had a cup of coffee. I've already gone to the office, started looking through my emails, and also getting started with my big list of to-dos that I need to get done. And honestly, it's not a huge list. It's a list so much so that it's just big tasks that I have to get done, but there's not as many tasks that I'm really focusing on because tomorrow we have full day sessions that are virtual. So I need to make sure that I am prepped and ready for those. So I'm gonna walk you guys through what that looks like. I am downstairs currently. It is 8:22 in the morning, and I need to grab myself some bread because I made zucchini bread the other day. I'm gonna grab me a piece of bread, and then I'm gonna grab me another beverage. I'm gonna take it back upstairs and hopefully knock out some of these sessions that I have to prep for. Okay, I also wanna just mention I have my cozy sweater on because it's just cooler. I told you there was a front that came through. So it's gonna be a cooler day today, and with it being cloudy and just being in the AC, and no, I'm not gonna raise my AC up. I like the cold. I decided to put on a sweater. So this is my Bridging Literacy sweater. This is a Comfort Colors, which I love Comfort Colors. And then on the back, it has Real Simple Learning, which is kind of our tagline, because we want things that are authentic. We want them to be simple. And this is always a process where we are learning and growing as educators, but we also want our kids to be able to learn as well. So that is what I have on. Let's go ahead and grab our things and then head back upstairs. Oh, it's like foggy. Go potty. This is my bread. Doesn't look too great, but it does taste delicious. Bread, and coffee. Ready? So I just need to point out really quick that I bought brand new light. I bought a light, but I'm going to end up getting one more. If you notice, like in the videos that I've been using with this camera, there's like a strobing effect that happens, and once you see it, you can't unsee it. So if you didn't notice it before, you will absolutely notice it if you go back now. But the light that I currently have now, which is a smart light, it does not strobe. Oh, isn't that a beautiful feeling? Like, that is such a great feeling. Not having to have that stupid strobing. So a few different things that I want to point out. When I am working from home, yes, I do have flexibility. A lot of the times it is filled with meetings. So very rarely do I have a day where I am just like, I have a free schedule and I can kind of make it up as I go. Because we just get really, really busy. But technically our work week doesn't start until next week, but I'm starting a little bit early because of the conference that we're putting on tomorrow, and I didn't have my slide decks done. So when I work from home, there are a few things that I need to have up at all times. One is going to be my calendar so that I know what is it that I'm supposed to be doing. It is so interesting how when we're classroom teachers, we rely so heavily on our schedule. Same kind of idea, but I rely on my calendar because I don't have a set schedule that stays the same every day. My schedule is dictated by the meetings that I have, the upcoming projects that I'm currently working on, and so I have to have my calendar. The second thing that I have to have up is my email. So we are constantly emailing back and forth, and you are fulfilling requests from different school districts. So I have to have that up so I'm constantly informed of what's happening. And then the next thing that I have up is my Zoom chat. So our department utilizes the chat within Zoom to be able to communicate. So we have different channels that we have created, and you can communicate like individually with people, or you can communicate with various initiatives or teams. So if you're working on a project with somebody, you can just kind of chat back and forth. So I have to have all of those up at all times, because if not, I feel like I am out of the loop and I don't really know what's happening. And that was something that was really, really challenging for me last year, was having like a Zoom chat up all the time and looking at that Zoom chat, because I would go days without looking at it, not paying attention. Then all of a sudden I have all these messages. So I've gotten much better at it now. So I already have all those things up, and I'm currently just working on getting slide decks done. So I have 4 sessions that I'm working on. The first session, because I was in the autism initiative last year, and when I signed up for these conference sessions itself, I was still in the autism initiative. So I did 2 that are based on autism and then 2 that are based on literacy. So the first one is Introduction to Verbal Behavior and Strategies. So specifically looking at what is ABA, Applied Behavior Analysis, and then also looking at the verbal operants for intensive teaching sessions that go along with the VB MAP and ABA. It's kind of like a combination of all these things. So I'm going to talk about verbal operants. The next one, I sound like I know what I'm talking about. Guys, I kind of know, but I'm not all the way there. The next thing that I'm going to be doing for autism is collecting cold probe data to support ABA intensive teaching sessions. So if you have an autism support classroom who is running within like a VB ABA setting, meaning those students are typically you see very significant behaviors. You might have kids who are slightly verbal, but they don't necessarily have the language skills developed all the way yet. These intensive teaching sessions through VB ABA are ones that you would have like a cold probe at the very beginning to determine if the students are acquiring the target skills that you're trying to teach them, essentially. So it helps them develop language, is kind of the big premise and idea. There are a lot of people that have mixed views. I'm going to be honest, I have no opinions because one, I am not an informed person. So I can't tell you that yes or no, this is phenomenal. I will say that it is evidence-based. I will say that there are a lot of classrooms that utilize it, that see great progress. However, I will also say that this is not the only way to teach. And so too often we get stuck in one way and then we don't want to get outside of that comfort zone. So I'm going to talk about collecting cold probe data, because this is for paraeducators, and having a paraeducator in the classroom who can also support you in collecting that cold probe data is key. Then the other 2 sessions I'm pretty familiar with. The next one is going to be the 4 theories for supporting the science of reading, on how the brain learns to read. So I'm going to be talking about just the science behind how we learn to read in general, like how do we teach kids how to read. And then the last one that I'm doing is going to be 3 strategies for supporting basic phonics instruction. So giving them 3 things that they can do every single day that's going to help to support students who are struggling with basic phonics instruction. So that's it. Those are my 4 sessions. I have 3 that are probably like 90% done. I could probably just go through and just like, you know, like quickly like make sure everything's pretty good. The other one I am still currently working on. So I am going to drink the rest of my coffee, and then I'm going to finish working on hopefully that slide deck and talking with teammates as I go along. But that's kind of the gist of my day today. That's it. It's not really fancy. Not fancy at all. Let's just be real. Okay. So I wanted to give you a quick update on how things are going. It is currently 11:37 in the morning so far. Getting close to that lunchtime, which I am really craving a pizza. So I'm kind of hoping Trent comes back home so that he can bring me home a pizza. But we shall see. So right now I am pretty much, well, no, I'm not pretty much. I have finished the slides, but now I'm just going back through, double checking my timing because each of these sessions are going to last 50 minutes. So they are snappy. Very quick little sessions that they are going to be going through. So I need to double check my timing and I just want to make sure the flow works well. So as I'm going through the slides in my head, I'm just kind of picturing, imagining, going through all of the items that I really want to talk about so that it has a nice flow to it. You know what I mean? So I'm currently doing that, which actually feels really good to kind of have them done so much earlier. Honestly, I thought I was going to be doing this all freaking day. So kudos to me for having it done. And then what I might end up doing is working a little bit more on some of the math stuff for this afternoon. So I'm going to keep chugging along, double checking everything. This is the time when I'm working on projects like this where I'm bouncing from one slide deck to another. It is so hard for my brain to like just focus on that one slide and just get it done. Just go through it all and just like finish it off. So hopefully I can try to like zero in on that. I feel like I need to put like a really cozy background on. There was one, I think it was called like Witcher or something. I had it on last night when it was raining. Trent was gone because he was dealing with some other stuff for this club thing that he works with. And so I had that on in the background. It was just so cozy and wonderful. Let me see if I can find it again and I'll show you what I mean. I think Walter is a little cold too. He's been snuggled in there for quite some time, just sleeping away. You feeling cozy? Yeah. Oh my gosh, my kid downstairs. I found it. So this is the one that I was watching last night. Oh, you guys can't see very well. Hold on, let me shift you a little bit. So this one is called Night at the Witcher's Tavern. Night at the Witcher's Tavern. It's like total medieval fireside vibes. I am such a dork, but this is like so me. So this is the one I was watching last night. It was really, really good. Loved the ambiance. Like there's a lot of these like cozy backgrounds, but a lot of them use like jazz music. And no offense to the jazz music, I do like it every once in a while, but to have it again and again and again and again, it's not my vibe. So this one's really good. But look at this one. This one's live right now and it's called, oh, Nobody Knows the Real You. It's by The Elemental and it is looking like my kind of vibes. I mean, it honestly looks like Harry Potter vibes, which is probably why I like it. So I think we're gonna try this one and see what I think. It's like spooky. I love it so much. I am not trying to wish my time away at all. But when I say I am so ready for fall, like I am so ready for it. But I also recognize that I need to enjoy the moment that I'm currently living in. But I am loving this right now. Just the thing that I need in order to like focus and push through. That's what I'm gonna do right now. I mean, look at that. It's like not sunny, but it's definitely brighter than what it was this morning, which is I'm not hating on it, but I was kind of wanting it to stay a little cozy today. So quick update. I did not eat lunch. yet. It is almost 3 o'clock. So it is getting close to my time to be able to end my work hours. So I do 7 hours in a day. That is kind of what I'm supposed to work. I have like a typical like start time, end time. But if I have to make some variations to that, I can make variations depending on like when schools need me. I was able to get all my slide decks done. I have them ready to go. They're opened up. I have the platform opened up, and I am we're gonna do our best tomorrow. So I'm happy with how it all ended up coming out. I will most likely look over it either first thing in the morning or right in the evening this evening. But I'm starving now. Like I really need to eat something. And I know that's my own fault, but one of the problems with working from home is that you can get so sucked into the work and not come up for air kind of thing. So I need to wrap up here. But what I was going to tell you is one of the things that I have to be better about this year that I feel like I really struggled with last year is eating lunch, but that's not what we're talking about, is logging my hours. So we have to use a platform that allows us to log our hours in the projects that we're working in so that they can kind of keep track of where we spend majority of our time. So like I would put in planning and preparation for like this para-educator conference, or I would do like general if I'm just kind of doing like everyday tasks like logging in times and doing emails and that kind of thing. It doesn't have to be like down to the minute perfect. I usually round it, and that's fine. So long as it gives them an idea of like, what are you doing when you're working? I think that's the whole premise. Walter, baby, you okay, honey? He was just standing there. Honey, what's wrong? You okay? You all right? Huh? Yeah? You had me all a little worried. I'm not gonna lie. Okay. So I need to get better about logging my hours every day, because there were times where if the month was really busy, I was coming to the end of the month and I was like, what did I do all month? I have no idea. I don't know where I did like what, how many hours I worked on what. And so that is my goal this year, get better at logging my time. So I'm going to finish up by logging in my time. And then I think we're gonna go and do some food. And I wanna share some resources that I've been putting up into the community that I'm really excited about, because I know a lot of my members watch these videos. And so it's kind of nice to just kind of keep them informed as I'm uploading some brand new products in there. Okay, so I'm gonna log my hours and then hopefully we can head off to go get something to eat. I'm super hungry.
Are you talking about how you had this all clean and now it's not as clean?
Thanks. It's not my fault that I'm messy. Seriously, this looks so good. Blaney, what are we gonna get?
Blizzards.
We're gonna get blizzards. I am no longer feeling hangry. I think towards the very end of my workday, because I had not eaten much other than the zucchini bread, I was just getting so cranky. I still feel the remnants. Does anybody else feel like that whenever you are like really hangry and you eat and you like scarf down your food? Man, I still kind of feel it though. I'm still a little bit cranky. I'm trying not to be in a bad mood, but it's so hard. So I wanted to kind of wrap up this video by sharing some of the things that are within the Bridging Literacy community that are brand new, and a sneak peek, a little bitty sneak peek of what is coming to the community, because I'm very excited about it. So here are a few things. One of the really big pieces that we want to work on this year within the Bridging Literacy community is beefing up the anchor activities. So one of the components that's inside of the Bridging Literacy community is that we do an Unpacking Anchor series where we take each anchor standard from the Common Core, which I'm going to be honest, y'all, like there's very few states that do not follow Common Core, even though they like name it their own thing. It's just organized in a different way. It's just said different way, or they break it down even more. But most of the states utilize Common Core, or a version of Common Core is what they're putting into practice for their state standards. So I take the anchor standards themselves and I break them down into what does it look like for 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th grade. And then I give you learning targets, mentor texts, and an idea of like, here are the components that you need to be teaching when it comes to this anchor standard to make it more manageable. Because one of the most frustrating parts as a teacher, especially in an upper elementary, when all you're given are your standards to teach is, but like, what does this mean? Like, it looks pretty much identical to the next grade level. Like, what's the difference between them? So to help with that, because I have taught multi-age, I was a 4th, 5th, and 6th grade teacher, I have a really good understanding of like, looking at what do these standards mean for each of these specific grade levels. And so I break it down really well for you so that you have it makes it so much easier for when you're doing your lesson plans. Okay, so one of the areas that I've been beefing up these past few days is the RL3, which is like characters, story elements type piece. So one of the things that we've added into the community is going to be an Instagram profile. I mean, how fun are these? So you could do an Instagram profile on a character. It comes with a little half page of directions, because what would be really cool is that for the book, you could post these up in the hallway or inside of your classroom. So you could just paste this onto some sort of like construction paper, have them fill it out, and then have it posted up. But I thought it was really cute. There's a little spot for the bio. You can put in like a website and then add in the images for what their grid would end up looking like, depending on their aesthetic. So that's the first thing that I have uploaded in there. The next one are going to be task cards. Now, I really like task cards, but not for the purpose of which task cards I think are primarily utilized for. So task cards in a normal situation are used for giving them to students or putting them around the room and letting them work through all the task cards. I don't use them that way. I like to use task cards for my mini lessons. So I will have students be able to partner practice. I will use it for like collaborative work. I will use it for my small group instruction. And I love it because it's a great way to scaffold the skills and the strategies and build connections to things and to other content that's out there without having to spend the time reading an entire text, because sometimes that's just very, very time consuming. So we have a bunch of task cards. There are 12 of them, and these are on the types of conflict. So students are identifying the types of conflict within these task cards. So they have a recording sheet that looks like this. This is pretty generic. All my task card stuff looks like this. It's pretty similar across the board. So here's the little task card where they fill out their piece. They do have a reference sheet that if you wanted to give them a reference sheet, you could. And then of course it does come with an answer key as well. So very excited about that. Again, I'm really hoping to start like adding in more task cards and more practice opportunities for students, especially to utilize within small group and even your mini lessons. I think it's really, really beneficial to get that practice in. The other one that I've done, and this is also for types of conflict, is going to be just a match. Again, I like to use these for when I'm doing a mini lesson, and if I want them to just kind of quickly practice with the partner, you can hand these out super fast and then let them be able to practice. So each type of conflict is on a card, and then they have very short text that the students would read and be able to identify the conflict and then match them up. So then you can walk around the room and let them know if they got them right or if they got them wrong. So love, love, love those. I love me a good sort. Like, I'm all about sorts. The other thing that I've added is not something necessarily new. Well, not all of it. But book talks, I've also added book talks into the community. So now you have how to give a book talk, so you can post this up as a poster, but it comes with a script page. So it comes with this page that students would fill out. Once they're ready to plan out their book talks, then they can write it down for a script. And then they have some rubrics. The piece that is brand spanking new is that I've added an informational book talk template. Informational. All of the other versions have not had informational before. It's only been fictional. But then I had students who were reading informational texts and they wanted to be able to share those. So I wanted to give them a template that would help guide them on how to craft their book talk without having to like work around the fiction version. So there is now the informational version for book talks. So all that has been added, which is very, very exciting. And I'm going to continue adding lots of things. If you are somebody who is in the community and you're like, hey, Bridget, I have this lesson coming up. Is there any way that you could like craft this? Let me know. I will do my very best. I cannot make promises, but I will do my very best to get those items up in the community to support you with whatever lessons that you are looking for. But you need to give me like some time to be able to get that together. Okay, now I'm going to show you the little sneak peek of what's coming up. Okay, so I'm showing you my computer screen right now. One of the biggest things that I've seen a need for are items to really help teach grammar concepts authentically. Now, I recommend utilizing mentor sentences, but even when you utilize a mentor sentence, you have a focus that you want students to really think about. And within that focus, I always still like to give them some form of explicit instruction along with practice opportunities. So one of the things that we are currently working on getting, and this is going to be one of the first ones that we upload, are going to be teaching slides that go along with each of the grammar concepts. So it's not totally done. We're still kind of revising some of the things that we need to revise. But what you would do is go through and you would teach, let me see if I can just do. So I would just teach subject and predicate. So I could add in all these pieces. We can share about them, and so on and so forth. So they have opportunities for them to practice, which there is guided practice down at the very bottom. So I explicitly do it, show it to them, we talk about it, and then we take out a whiteboard and I give them opportunities to practice so that I can collect formative data and then be able to provide some form of feedback to them. So they would read the sentence, and then they would answer it. So this one, they're looking for the subject in the sentence, the type of subject. So this one is a simple subject. So you can see there's still some things that we have to go through and fix, but it's coming together. The other thing that we are adding that goes along with the teaching slides is going to be an exit ticket. So we want to give a really simple exit ticket that allows you to be able to collect data on the topic or the focus for that grammar concept that you are teaching. We also have task cards. So these task cards, again, can be very simple. You can use it for some form of a activity, or you can have students complete them on their own. They're just nice to be able to have. It comes with an area for them to jot down their answers, but then it also has an answer key as well. So those are the task cards that go with it. And then this is still something that we are really trying to work on getting done, but it's also going to have an area for you to send it for a Google Slides activity. So students would be able to move the pieces or type into the text to add their responses and then submit it to you for grading. We also have, which is not featured in this piece, but we also have grammar worksheets that are going to go along with it, and also a game, a partner or collaborative game. Now we've been adding games, and we've been adding like mystery pictures to the community for quite some time now, but I'm really excited about this because it's going to be just kind of a little mini unit for each of these grammar concepts. So the teaching slides, the exit ticket, the worksheet, the task cards, the Google Slides practice pages, the activity that goes along with it. It's just a very great way to get kids practicing these concepts explicitly so that they're ready to then go take it and put it into practice in their own writing, because that's the whole goal, is that you want students to be able to learn about it, but then to put it into practice and use those sentences authentically, correctly within their own writing. So very excited about that. And those are going to be coming to the community very soon. So we're going to be dropping little ones here and there. So again, if you're in the community, let me know which ones you need first, because right now we have subject and predicate and then compound sentences. Those are the ones that we're currently working on. So let me know which ones you are in the need of, because I will do my best to get those out to you. I had ice cream later, like just a little bit ago. So now all I want to do is just lay down. So now it is the end of the day, and I'm gonna be honest, I am so pooped. I am very, very tired. I think looking at that screen all day and just staring at those slides it really took it out of me. So I am gonna go ahead and end this video here. I'm sorry if this one felt a little bit boring. I felt like it was boring as I was recording it. But I will be back very soon with another video, very soon as in tomorrow with another video. Holy moly, maybe I just need to go to bed and hit like the restart button. I need to be way more alert tomorrow. So I'm going to cross my fingers that my brain is going to be functioning for these sessions that I have to do tomorrow. But thank you all so much for watching and for supporting this channel and for liking the videos. I cannot tell you how much it means to me that you all do that. I mean, this channel, the community, nothing would be here without you. Like, you are the heart of all of this. So I hope that you recognize that. But please, if you have not already, just go ahead and give the video a thumbs up, like it, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you can get notified when I upload a brand new video. And I will catch you all tomorrow. Bye.